Hello everybody and welcome to round 11 of the RSF1 racing series in this F1 league racing year. And now we are here with Austria. Now after last race where we did very well in France, try not to spoil it for you guys, but go and check it out, we did very well, our best league race yet. We've come in here to Austria with a bit of confidence, and as you can see here, we're in Q1, we're down in 16th place, so we have to nail the rest of this lap to see if we can continue the run of form we could probably put ourselves on if we get a good result here. Now we're nailing that corner perfect on the track limit, try and stay in 5th gear, up to 6th, into 7th already, use the rev limiter in 7th, up to 8th. Now can we nail this corner? Car on the inside there doesn't bother us, get the track just right there, no track limits exceeded. Sort of mess up the final corner, losing a little bit of time, get on the DRS, and we set a lap that's good enough to put us in P14, and it puts us through to Q2. We get very fortunate there, we was on the cusp. I don't know why we were so slow in that session, but we were. But we managed to get through. Now, this Q2 session is going to rain. We've come out nice and early with a load of other drivers. We're on the track at the best possible time, as Jeff's talking in the background of us talking about the weather. And we come around the final corner and we set a 104.548, was the fastest lap at the current time, because other drivers were going out on the mediums and the softs to basically try and beat the session. But we managed to get through. A lot of people were caught out by that due to the changeable conditions, and we do get through. Now, Q3, starting in the wet conditions, we're famously known for being very poor in the wet conditions. We managed to get 7th there across the line. I don't know if we improve. No, we don't. That is the best we can do. We're P8 and P9 for Haas. DRT Invade gets a surprise pole, but he managed to do a lap on the softs at the very end, the changeable conditions. We could have probably done it, but we decided to stay out on the inters. We should have probably pitted for the soft tyres. Cornish 2nd, Grady Vinny 3rd, and then Old Manzi in 4th. But yeah, very disappointed from ourselves. We saw the conditions changing, but we did not go into the dries. Now we're going to the 5 red lights. And it's go here for the Austrian Grand Prix. We get an okay start. Our initial launch wasn't great. The second part was even better. And we've got a few drivers around. Jamie, DRT Invade, and also somebody else has clattered into them. And we're up into P4. We go wide to avoid any sort of contact, and we get very fortunate. I don't know if this brings out a safety car. It should bring out a safety car. It's an absolute pilot, but I don't think it does. And we get a weird glitch into the hairpin where we're braking, and we're not touching the throttle, but the throttle stays on as well. It happens some laps in this race, and I'm not really sure to why it was happening, but I wasn't the only driver having the same issue. Jamie was having the same issue as well. Look, see it this time. Absolutely no problem, and we could get through the corner perfectly.
Green flag.
So yeah, it's annoying. This is a very annoying thing. Now, DRS has just been activated. We are up behind Mason Dunks. Now we've got pace today. We are all over the back of the cars in front, and we're going to go for a little move on Mason. And if Old Manzi wasn't there on the corner, we had to absolutely check our speed, we would have made that overtake on Mason. But we had to slow down because we were going to clatter into Old Manzi if we didn't. Very disappointing, but what can you do about it? We move on, and we are still trying our very best to keep up the drivers in front. We're only on lap 3, jumped to lap 5 now. Are we going to have a go at Old Manzi, who has been passed by Mason Dunks and gapped actually, so he shouldn't have DRS because he's just out of that, and he doesn't have DRS. We get DRS for using a bit of bridge. We're not trying to use our overtake here at the moment. And we're going to go for a nice move down the inside of Old Manzi, who doesn't fight it that hard. We get the stupid little glitch as well, which makes us run wide, and Old Manzi comes back at us. I don't understand what was going on in this race, but yeah, that glitch was a very irritating thing to put up with, and it was only happening into that hairpin. Actually, to be fair, I just looked at the clip there, and it was happening into that corner too. So whatever was going on, it was incredibly frustrating. And into that corner. Okay, so we was having it in a few more corners than we were expecting ourselves to have it in. I didn't think it was that big of a problem. I only felt it into the hairpin. But yeah, it looks like it was happening multiple other places as well. We get a very good run through turn 1, and we're going to make this an easy overtake on Old Manzi now. DRS, rich mix, and we switch it all off before we get to the braking zone. And a nice overtake there for ourselves. We don't get the glitch this lap, which is very helpful. And we move on and see if we can catch up with Mason Dunks and hopefully gap Old Mamsie as well. But that all depends on whether we keep getting this little accelerator glitch when we're braking, and it all depends on whether we can actually just put the throttle down in this car. We get our first time penalty of the race there, a little bit wide. We're on lap 15 now. Old Mamsie's back on us. We've got 6 seconds of pen, and our tyres are gone. We were trying to go as long as possible, and this is the lap where we will box because the tyres are completely shot. And we're going to not fight Old Mamsie too much. We're going to let him go down the inside, let him have the position, and drop down to P5 for now. But we will box now for the medium tyres and hopefully go to the end without any complications. And as you can see here, we're taking the pit lane as we expected everybody else to be taking the pit lane, which you'll see why later on, and you'll see what the thumbnail is as well. Yes, we took the pit lane correctly in my opinion. Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating to what happens later in the race, because we were on for a good result. There's Mason coming in and out before we've even managed to stop for us. And we've done a 2.6 second pit stop and back out of the pits. And hopefully we can beat Bang Your Dead, but I don't think we will. No, Bang Your Dead's got out in front of us. We will beat Graded Vinny out of the pits, and we're well ahead of One Tribal, our teammate. But yeah, now we're right up behind Bang Your Dead. Now at the time, my teammate Joe Pilkey, who wasn't actually racing this race, was telling me to wait, but I saw an opportunity here. Got on the ERS nice and early, make the move stick before we even get to the pit straight. And this is a very nice overtake. I enjoyed that one a lot. And we're up into P10 now, back into the point, as other drivers will start pitting very soon. And let's see if we can gap him. And we exceed the track limits there. We do gap him. Everybody's coming this lap. Now, this is where, at the end of this lap, you'll see what I'm talking about. Very disappointed in myself. I should have predicted it. But I gave Fishstick some credit in front of us. And yeah, it kind of backfired on ourselves. Bit of stupidity on my behalf. I obviously expected the pit lane to be taken properly by all the drivers. But yeah, I decided to follow him. As you can see here, we cut forward a little bit to the end of this lap. We have got the pace. Fishsticks will be pitting this lap, and he sort of dummies into the inside. I thought at this point he's taking the race in line, taking the pit lane entrance, but he doesn't. He proceeds to go back onto the racing line and cut across, giving us orange wing damage, and we will gain another penalty from it, and that will ruin our race. And at this point now, we're sitting duck for the rest of the race. We could have boxed fresh tyres, but realistically, boxing for the fresh tyres would probably cost us more than staying out, because we probably can't make that time back up. Very disappointed at this point. On hindsight, I should have basically stayed away from the back of his car because I knew he was going to pit, but I thought he was going to take the racing line, well, the pit lane entrance line, and yeah, I don't know. Looking back at it, I'm very frustrated. It's one of them, you know. But the rest of this race, all you're going to see is car by car by car passing us. We hit the curb on the inside there. Button gets us now. DRT invade pits due to damage, I believe. And I think Scotsman eventually gets a little bit of damage, or somebody gets damage. We move to the side, let Brandis go. Yeah, so it's very, very, very annoying. I think Scotsman's already pitted actually for his damage. But yeah, we stayed out. We decided to just firm it, see what we can do. And yeah, at this point, our head's gone. We're down into P8 when we could have realistically been up in P4, P5, battling around there. Move to the side here, let the Fishsticks go.
This is your final lap.
Yeah, I mean, guys, there's not more I can say. We're on the final lap of the race now. We're down in P8, and yeah, we're going to probably finish P9. It's very disappointing. Very disappointing. I don't know what to say. As you can see there, we nearly drove into the wall out of frustration. But yeah, P9 for us. One Tribal, our teammate, gets 12. The Alco Saints wins from the Racing Point team, with Cornish in second, Racing Point 1-2, and Mason Dunks coming home in P3. Old Manzi, where we would have been, we'd have battling him. But I hope you've enjoyed. I've been Chris 12 Overseas, and I'll see you